A few days ago, the Twitter channel of The Witcher posted the first footage of the second season. You can see Witcher in a new armor, which is much darker and has new shoulder armor. Shortly after, there were also snapshots of Ciri, who can be seen in front of a snowy background and with a wooden sword. The caption says, "Looks like someone has spent time with The Witcher." This is of course an allusion to the fact that Ciri and Geralt will travel to Kaer Morhen in the coming season, analogous to the first volume of the Witcher book series. Ciri will start her training as a Witcher there, which explains the new outfit and training sword. The release date of the second The Witcher season is not known for sure, but is planned to be released in 2021. As Constantin Film announced this week, a Resident Evil film reboot is currently in the works. In terms of content, it will be strongly oriented towards the first video games of the series. As horror film director Johannes Roberts explains, they want to reproduce exactly the experience that many people had when playing the first two parts. At the same time, the plan is also to pack the whole thing into a down-to-earth story about a small, almost extinct town. Nevertheless, the Spenser estate in Racoon City from 1998 will be the center of attention. Especially fans of the video game should be pleased, since none of the films that have been released so far have really picked up on this terrifying mansion. At the same time, most of the cast has been revealed. So Kaya Skelda Orio will appear as Claire Redfield, Hannah John Kamen as Jill Valentine, and Robbie Amell as Chris Redfield. Also included are Tom Hopper as Albert Wesker, Avon Jogia as Leon Kennedy, and Neil Madonna as William Birking. Unfortunately, there is no start date for this reboot yet, but we will keep you informed about any future news. A Godzilla anime series is currently in development for Netflix. Although not much is known about the actual plot yet, at least the signing of the award-winning Japanese Sci-Fi author Toh EnJoe could be announced. For the visual design, two well-known designers were hired, namely Blue Exorcist creator Kazue and Eiji Yamamori, who had already worked on Spirited Away. After the Godzilla anime films, Planet of the Monsters and The Planet Eater, we are definitely looking forward to the series. The series will be called Godzilla Singular Point and is planned to be released on Netflix over the course of next year. The fact that Dune is postponed should actually not surprise anyone anymore. The new start date has now been moved by 10 months to October 1st, 2021. As with many other movies before, this caused a chain reaction. Also affected is The Batman, which is now scheduled on March 4th, 2022. The Flash has been moved to November 4th, 2022, while Shazam 2 will now be released on June 2nd, 2023. Jurassic World Domination will also not get off scot-free and will now have to be content with a US date on June 11th, 2022. One film, however, will be moved to the front, namely Matrix 4. The blockbuster with Keanu Reeves is now scheduled to be released on December 23rd, 2021, instead of April 2022. DC's superhero movie Black Adam hits probably the hardest, as this one is now even postponed indefinitely. The one who was also heavily affected is the world's second largest cinema chain, Cineworld, because after many setbacks in recent months, they have decided to temporarily close all cinemas in Great Britain and Ireland. We can only hope that the small and medium-sized cinema operators in particular don't have to close their doors forever. As The Hollywood Reporter exclusively revealed a few days ago, Jamie Foxx will probably return as villain Electro in Marvel's Spider-Man 3. Yes, you heard it right. The Electro who appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. Apparently, the negotiations with Jamie Foxx are already close to completion, which means that Electro is a character from a completely different film universe. This again could be an indication that Sony, after many years of unsuccessful attempts, will finally create its own cinema universe around the friendly spider from your neighborhood. The agreement between Sony and Marvel provides that Tom Holland's Spider-Man may stay in the MCU for 3 solo films, but then returns to Sony. Since the first two films, Homecoming and Far From Home, have already been revealed, the contract is fulfilled after Spider-Man 3. The hype around Spider-Man is at its peak at the moment due to Tom Holland, which is why Sony could now make a new attempt towards its own film universe. There are still enough characters with Venom, Morbius, Silk, and Madame Web in any case. Some fans even think that this points towards a greater reunion with Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire. Of course, this is all speculation, and Marvel hasn't officially commented on it yet. However, before the time could come, this still nameless Spider-Man 3 is expected to be released on December 17, 2021.